And the slides are also visible. Okay, last time we started the discussion about the brute force algorithm, and we discussed different algorithms including selection sort, bubble sort, and we have also discussed some basic example which we have already studied in 204, like calculating the maximum number of ones in a given matrix. And along with this discussion of brute force technique for these algorithms, we have also discussed the analysis of these algorithms and the tracing. Do you have any question related to the previous lecture? Okay, I have given you an exercise related to the sequential search. Has anyone attempted that? Who can tell me what was the exercise? What was the student exercise for related to the sequential search? No one knows. It means no one have attempted that. This was the exercise which you have to do related to the sequential search. Okay, so these exercises which I'm mentioning on the slides, they are very important. Okay, maybe some questions are derived from the same examples which I have given you as an exercise. Okay, so do not take it light. I have given, with every topic, I have given a lot of exercises for you guys to do it and practice it. So please try to attempt it. If you find any difficulty, you can discuss it with me. Anyhow, we are continuing with the same design approach, which is called brute force technique of designing an algorithm. And the next algorithm is string matching. As name suggests, the problem is that you have two text. One is the main text and one is the string or the pattern from where you want to compare, where you have to find out whether that given pattern or given string is present in the text. This is little bit different from the sequential search in this context, that in sequential search you are comparing the total key directly with the value present in the array. For example, if you are searching for a string, the array will contain a value element string by string, and you are keep on comparing it with that. But here in string matching, the idea is that the text, the character of the given pattern or the string should be compared with the respective character of the text. It means the comparison will be character by character, and if all character matches with the character of the text at any location of the text, then it means the string is matched and your search is successful. You got the idea of string matching, how this string matching is different from the searching a value in an array. Is it clear? So basically, whenever you are solving a string matching problem, you will have a pattern. The pattern means the text, the string which you are looking for in a given collection of characters. So the pattern is a string of length m. M will be used to represent the length of the pattern character to search for, and the text is actually a longer string of n characters. Usually n is greater than. If n is smaller than m, can you find the pattern? Obviously, you cannot find it if n is smaller than m. Okay? If n is smaller than m, if text size is smaller than the pattern, obviously you cannot find that pattern. Okay? So n is a longer string, the collection of characters to search the value, the pattern. Okay? So the string for which you are looking for, that is called pattern, and the string from where you have to search, that string will be considered as a text. So the problem statement says that you have to find a substring in the text that matches the pattern. So, for example, if this is the text, so from this text you have to figure out whether this pattern exists in the text anywhere or not. Is that clear? Similarly, you have a text, for example, it is never too late to have a happy childhood. This is the text, and you have to find the word happy. So you have to scan it from left to the last character, and you will keep on comparing the values character by character and find whether this value exists in the text or not. Any confusion about the problem statement of string matching? So this algorithm will always have two parameter. One is the pattern and the other is the text, and the algorithm will return the location, starting location of the pattern in the text. Yeah, this algorithm, the basic algorithm which we are going to discuss, will only recognize the first occurrence. Okay, it will recognize only the first occurrence. You can modify this string matching problem to find the n occurrences later on, but the basic idea will be discussed with respect to the algorithm which can find only the first occurrence of that string. Is it clear? So now coming to the algorithm, and we will trace this algorithm with one example also. So here you can see the string matching algorithm, which is based on the brute force technique. We are passing two parameters. One is the text, as I have mentioned in the previous slide, that this will be the n will be the length of the text. So index of the string will start from 0 till n minus 1. Similarly, p is the pattern string whose length is m. So the index is starting from 0 to m minus 1. So these two parameters will be passed to this algorithm, and this algorithm will return the location in the text of the pattern, starting location. Okay. So here this implementation is very simple and very similar to the sequential search. What we are doing, I will be initialized from 0 till n minus m. Why we are iterating this loop till n minus m? Why not till n or n minus 1? Why we are iterating till n minus m? Yes, if the value, the maximum index from where a pattern can start in the text, that could be n minus m. For example, if n is 100, there are 100 characters in the text and the pattern length is 5. It means 95 will be the maximum location in the text from where the value, the character can exist in the text. Is that clear? So that's why it is iterating till n minus m. Even though if you are iterating till n, then search will not be, there will be nothing wrong in the searching, but it will iterate more, which is unnecessary iteration for the algorithm design. And being a good designer, you should keep on, yes, it will be less efficient, you should keep on making as much efficient as much as it could be. Then j will be initialized with 0. So it means whenever you are applying string matching problem with the using the brute force technique, you have to align the pattern with the first character of the text. That's why j is initialized with 0, and you will start comparing the character from left to right. Is that clear? This is the basic idea of brute force technique for string matching. You will first character of the text, and the comparison will go from left to right. The leftmost character will be compared first, then the next, then the next, and the last character will be compared later on. So the comparison will be from left to right. So what we are doing, we are iterating j less than m. M is the length of the pattern, so we will keep on comparing until unless j is less than m, because index is starting from 0, so it will iterate till m minus 1. In every iteration, what we are doing, we are comparing the character with the corresponding character in the text. So if p equal to p of j, it means, for example, the first character of the pattern is equal to I plus j. What is I? I is 0. It is the first character. Okay. Plus j. J is also 0. So 0 plus 0 will 0. So first character will be compared with the first character. When j is 1, for first iteration, when j is 1, this I is still 0. So which text will be accessed? Which character will be accessed? It will access the corresponding character in the text, which is 1, and so on. Is that clear? So if the characters are same, what we will do, we will simply increment in j. So we will pick the next character of the pattern and compare it with the corresponding character in the next corresponding character of the text. And in this way, we will keep on comparing the value until this either of this condition is false. For example, if this condition is false, what does it mean? If this condition becomes false, it means j has reached to m. So it will come out of while loop and check if j is m. What does it mean? You have compared all characters successfully with the corresponding character in the text, and you have found it. No, Ahmed. If it come out of loop, out of while loop due to the first condition, j less than m. If this condition becomes false, it means j has reached to m. And if j has reached to m, it means you have compared successfully all characters. Is that clear? And you have found that pattern in the text, and I will be returned, which will be the starting index. Is that clear? And if this while is you are exiting from the while due to this condition, it means there is a mismatch. If there is a mismatch, what does it mean? If there is a mismatch, this condition will be false, and in that case you will not stop. It means no. We cannot decide that it is not found. If there is a mismatch, what we will decide? It will be decided on the basis of j value. If j is not equal to m, it means for at least this comparison is not true. So you will go to the next iteration. It means you will shift the pattern one character ahead so that you can start comparing the character with the next group of characters. Is that clear? So the outer loop will be incremented. If in every iteration of for loop, this condition will remain false. This condition remain false. What does it mean? Now, for all possible value of I, if this condition is always remain false, it means you have not found the value. In that case, you will come here and return -1, which means the pattern does not exist in the text. Is it clear? I repeat it again. If there is, for example, your text was and your text which you are looking for is A, B, and X. So now this is your text and this is your pattern. Okay. So what will happen if you start with I equal to 0? I is 0. J will also initialize with 0. So J is less than M. Yes, it is true because M is 3. So you will compare P of J. P of 0 is A. P of 0 is A, and it will be compared with pi plus j. 0 plus 0 is also 0, so a will be compared with a, and both conditions will be true. If both condition is true, you will increment in j, so j will become 1. Now you will iterate again. 1 is less than 3, yes, condition is true. P of 1, which is b, b will be compared with I plus j. 0 plus 1 is 1, so b will be compared with b, and this condition is true. Is that clear? Now, if j is again incremented, j will become 2. When j become 2, p of 2 will be picked, which is x, and it will pick p of 0 plus 2, which is s. Now this condition is false. When this condition is false, it will not terminate. It will come out of while loop and check j is equal to m. No, j was 2. J was 2. So 2 is not equal to m. Condition is false. So it will not exit. It will come again for the for loop, and I will be incremented. Is that clear? And if for each and every value of I, this condition remain false, it means you have not found the pattern in complete text, and in that case you will return minus, not on first mismatch. Is that clear? So in that case, whenever there is a mismatch, you will increment in I. When you are increment in I, actually you are moving this pattern one character ahead. Yes, till I become n minus m. Yes, as soon as it become I equal to n minus m, and you still was not successful to match find the value, it means you could not find the value in the text. Is it clear? So now we will see one example how this algorithm works for a given data. So here for first iteration you are passing the text. This is the text, and you are passing pattern, which is not, and we will align this text with the first character of the text. So after aligning, how we are aligning it with the programming, we are initializing I with 0 and j is also initialized with 0. So when they are 0, 0 is less than equal to m, condition is true. P of 0 is compared with T of 0 because I and j both are 0. Is it clear? So then condition is true, j will be increment, j will become 1, and I is still 0. I'm writing I here and j here. So now again it will iterate. 1 is less than m. Yes, 1 is less than 3. P of 1, which is O, is compared with 0 plus 1. Again it will compared with first character O. So this will be true. J will be incremented. J will become 2. When j become 2, and again 2 is less than 3. Yes, it is true. P of 2. P of 2 is t, and it will be compared with t of 0 plus 2. Again it is 2. When you compare t with b, this condition is false. When this condition is false, it will come out of while loop, and j is not equal to m. That's why I will be incremented. I will become 1. Is it clear? So I will become 1, and j will again initialize with 0. When you initialize with 0, it means now you are aligning first character with 0 character of pattern. So it will be shifted one letter towards right. Is that clear? This is the meaning of shift in string matching. Now you will start comparing. J is 0, so 0 is less than 3. P of 0, this n will be compared with T of 0, I plus j. 1 plus 0 is 1. So n will be compared with O. This is mismatch. So this condition is false. So j is not still equal to m. Again it will increment in I. I will become 2, and j will again become 0. So it means we have shifted this pattern 2 letter ahead. Again, J is less than M, condition is true, N is compared with V. Again mismatch, so J is not equal to M, J is 0, so it will be incremented to 3. Now we are aligning this value, we are moving 3 character ahead. Again comparing the value at J, P of 0 with I plus J. I is 3, 3 plus 0 is 3. So we will compare N with the text character 3 and N is not equal to 0. So again it is a mismatch. So you will shift the data to next side, towards right. Is that clear? So it keep on moving the character after every iteration 1 character ahead. When it reaches to here, now the I will become I will become 7 and J will be 0. So 0 is less than M. Yes, condition is true. P of 0, which is N, that will be compared with T of 0, 7 plus 0, 7. So it will be compared with N. That is true. J will be incremented, J will become 1. And now it will compare first character of pattern with 7 plus 1, 8th character of the text. So O is equal to O. Again, it is true. J will be incremented, J become 2. Again, it will compare pattern, third character of pattern with 8th character of 9th character of text. So T is equal to T. This condition is true, and J will be incremented. J become 3. When J become 3, this condition become false. 3 is not less than 3. This condition is false. So it will come here, and J is equal to M. Yes, J is equal to M. Condition is true. So it will return I. So I will be returned. I is the index. Okay, so 9 will be the index of the text. 7. It will return I. So 7 will be the starting index of the text from where the pattern exists in the text. Is that clear? So 7 will be returned and you have found the value. Any doubt? Now coming to the analysis. If you are analyzing the algorithm, so it is iterative algorithm or recursive algorithm? It is iterative. So you can use informal way of analyzing or you can use RAM model. So if we discuss the informal analysis, then what will be the running time? How many times this outer loop will iterate? How many times outer loop will iterate? N time? Check it again. N minus M. Are you sure? What was the formula to calculate how many iterations this for loop will perform? What was the formula? M. Oh my God. What was the formula for outer loop? We are talking about Abdul Rahman, Muhammad Abdul Rahman. We are talking about outer loop. What was the formula? The formula was upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. So upper bound is n minus m minus lower bound, which is 0, plus 1. So precisely speaking, although for the efficiency measurement it does not matter, but when I'm asking you how many time it will be iterated, it will be n minus m plus 1. Is that clear? So it will iterate n minus m plus 1 and inner loop, which is the while loop. So if it is iterated, for example, whenever it is comparing all character of the pattern, only the last character become mismatch. It is creating a mismatch. This will be the worst situation. Is it clear? So it means every time this inner loop can maximum to maximum iterate equal to how much time it will take. This loop will iterate not n minus 1. I am talking about the inner loop. It will be iterated maximum to maximum m time. Is it clear? Is that clear? Okay. So total running time will be m into n minus m plus 1. Now if you simplify this expression, there will be a doubt about m into n minus m square plus m. But still the answer will be nm. Why we are taking nm? That we have already talked about, that usually speaking, whenever you are solving a string matching problem, n is a longer string. Usually text is longer, and from the text you have to find a string. Is that clear? So it means n into m will generate a greater value, that will create a highest order value as compared to m square. Is that clear? Is this clear? I'm repeating it again. This is very important because it can create a confusion about the rule which we have already discussed. When you simplify this expression, what will be the result? Result will be mn minus m raised to power 2 plus 1. Now, by looking this expression and keeping in mind the rule that you will pick the highest order term, you may pick the value m square. Is that clear? Because by looking at the expression, highest order term become m square because it is a quadratic. Is it clear? But we will not define the efficiency with m square because we know n is quite larger as compared to m value. As we have seen in the previous example, the m was 3 and the text was almost 20 characters. So if you are multiplying m with n or you are taking m square, obviously 9 will be smaller than 20. 20 into 3, which is 60. So obviously the larger value is dependent on n into m. That's why its efficiency is defined by O of n into m. Is that clear? Any confusion? So this is called brute force technique for string matching. The next problem is closest pair problem. Closest pair problem means, as name suggests, we have to identify 2 points which are closest to each other in a 2-dimensional plane. For example, there are multiple points available in a plane, xy plane, and you have to determine which values are the closest. How you can determine it? Can you find which 2 points are closest to each other? By range in number. So if the range in the number, what is the specific meaning of range of the number? How you can represent a point in a plane? The difference between what? These are not integer, these are points. Yes, it means every point will be represented by 2 references, x, y. Is it clear? So it is a coordinate plane because it is two-dimensional. So you have x, y. So if you are calculating this x, y, so how you will can determine which 2 points are closer to each other? You have to calculate the distance between the 2 points. And how you can determine the distance between 2 points? What is the formula to calculate the distance between 2 points? Anyone? You? Not every time the formula is upper bound minus lower bound divided by 2. I think you have already used these formula. If you have learned something about the geometric shapes and the planes. Yes, maybe in school. Yes. Kind of this formula. Marwan, you are closer to that formula. So if you do not know the formula, then obviously you do not know the scientist and who has invented this distance and what do we call this distance. Actually, whenever you are calculating the distance between 2 points in a Cartesian plane, that distance is called Euclidean distance, because this formula was invented by the scientist whose name was Euclidean. Okay. So in brute force technique, what you have to do, you have to compare the distance of each and every point with respect to all other points. Okay. So you will pick first point and calculate the distance of all other points with respect to this point. Then you will pick the second one and do the same thing. Then you will pick the third one and fourth one and fifth one and so on. So there will be a lot of distances you have to calculate using the brute force technique. Is that clear? So the basic idea is that this problem is that you have to find the 2 closest points in a set of n points in a two-dimensional Cartesian plane. So according to the brute force technique, what you have to do, you have to compute the distance between each and every pair of the distinct points. So if there is 6 points, you have to calculate the distance of 1 with all rest of 5, then distance of 2 with rest of all 5, then distance of 3 with respect to all rest of 5, and so on. This is how you have to compute using the brute force technique. Once you have computed these all values, you will determine which distance is the smallest one. And whichever the distance is smallest one, these 2 points will be considered as a closest pair of that data set. Is that clear? And as I have mentioned, that this distance is called Euclidean distance, and the formula to calculate the Euclidean distance is xi minus xj plus yi minus yj square and whole square root. This is called Euclidean distance. Is that clear? So now coming to, this is the basic formula which we will use to compute the value. The rest of the thing is very simple. You will keep on passing the pairs and you can keep on calculating the distance. So now coming to the algorithm. So algorithm is very simple. You are passing the points in the Cartesian plane. So you will pass these in this like an array or the linked list of the points. So initially distance will be initialized with infinity. I have told you this rule. Whenever you are looking for the minimum, then you will initialize the variable with the maximum value. If you are looking for the maximum, then you will initialize the variable with the minimum possible value. So as we are looking for the minimum, that's why we are initializing the distance variable with the maximum possible value, which is infinity. So the algorithm is very simple. There is two for loop which is implemented in a nested way. So we are starting from 1 till n minus 1. Why we are not calculating the distance till n? Because we have n points. We are starting from 1, and why we are not taking n points? Why we are leaving out 1 point without calculating the distance? Because it is a pair. Okay, it is a pair. Because the pair you need at least 2 points. Is that clear? So you will pick the first one, and obviously you will leave it out with n minus 1 other points. Is that clear? So we need only n minus 1 iteration, and we will calculate all possible distances between 2 points. And when you are picking I equal to 1, obviously other points will start with I plus 1. So from I plus 1 till the last point n, we will keep on calculating the distance of this j point with the I point. And how you are calculating? You are using the distance formula. Euclidean distance formula is here, and whatever the new distance is calculated, that will be keep on comparing with already existing value of d. And among these two values, whichever the value is minimum, that will be the new distance. Is it clear? That will be the shortest distance between any of 2 points. Is it clear? So this algorithm will only give you the shortest distance between 2 points. And if you want to save the points also, then you have to save this value of I and j. Is it clear? And those will be the 2 points which has the closest distance. So you can easily modify this algorithm to know to know this information also, that which are those 2 points. We are storing the shortest distance, but we are not storing the points there. Which 2 points are creating the shortest distance? Is it clear? This algorithm only gives you the shortest distance between 2 points. If I ask you after executing this algorithm, which 2 points were having the shortest distance? Distance is compared with the next one. Distance is compared with the next one, but you will keep on comparing and calculating the next one. For example, the first 2 points were the closest. You will not stop there. You will keep on calculating for the next one. Obviously, those values are greater. So it means this d will not be overwritten. But at the end of the execution, you will only return the distance between these 2 points. But you do not know which 2 point has the shortest distance among them. Is it clear? So I'm talking about that extension. If you want to modify this algorithm, that this algorithm should also tell you which 2 points are closest to each other, then you have to also save the value of I and j. Is it clear? Whether it was the first point and the 10th point, third point and 7th point, or so on. Is it clear? So you can easily modify it. So obviously it is very time consuming. You can take one small example and plot some points on a graph, and then you can use this algorithm to calculate the shortest distance according to these values. Okay, so I'm leaving this tracing on you. You can attempt it yourself. Okay. Now coming to the analysis. So analysis is very simple. For this algorithm, what will be the running time? It will be n. It will be n square. Okay. So for it will be n square. Okay, because it is outer loop is iterating n time, inner loop is also iterating in the same way, and we have done this analysis for the selection sort. Remember? So it is the same analysis. Only difference is rather than using if statement, here we are applying some distance calculation formula which will take constant time. Is it clear? So it will be quadratic. So it will be n square. And it is explained here that we are taking the addition, they are calculating the number of operation taking here. According to that, they are taking it 2. They are calculating how many time you have to take the square operation. Okay, so this is the analysis on the basis of that one. But if you simply analyze as a on a generic pattern, then you can use the same analysis as we have done for the selection sort. In your textbook, they are analyzing this algorithm on the basis of how many time you have to take the square. So in every call, you have to make 2 square operations. Is it clear? That's why they are taking 2. So in this, and whether you are taking 2 or you are taking 1, that doesn't make any difference in the running time or the efficiency of the algorithm. It will remain quadratic. Any doubt? Is it clear? So we will stop here. Inshallah, we will continue with the next algorithm, which is called convex hull problem, and we will see how we can solve this problem using brute force technique. I will discuss it with the other instructor, other doctor, and then I will let you know. Okay, it will be announced inshallah on Blackboard by end of this week or at start of next week. Okay. Still, till this point, the exam will be in campus. If there is any change, it will be intimated.